Welcome to Behind Two Wheels. This is where we actually take the time to bust the myth of what motorcyclists are. Today we have Lisa Bell. Lisa, welcome to our show. How are you today?
I am doing great. And yourself?
I am fantastic. Thank you for taking the time out to do this for our audience. Today we're just going to ask you a couple of questions. We want people, or what we call cagers, to see the real person behind the two wheels. So
That's
we know
right.
that you are Lisa Bell. What's your writing name?
Peaches. Peaches because I'm born and raised in Atlanta,
Georgia.
Georgia. Grady baby.
Okay, fantastic. Tell me what you do for a career, Lisa.
I am a durable medical equipment vendor manager. In
Okay,
layman's term, I work in the purchasing and procurement team, and I negotiate our contracts for the DME side of the house for hospice. I'm pretty sure people know about
okay.
hospice, so yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate it has touched most of our lives one way or another. Tell
Yeah,
us,
that's
yeah.
right.
How long have you been doing that?
I have been doing that now for 3 years.
Okay,
The company that I've been with, I've been doing it for 3 years. For that, I was in telecom. I've spent almost 15 years in telecom from
okay,
Verizon. It was AirTouch,
okay.
Bell South. That was my background.
Fantastic. Tell me about your family.
I have 4 kids and a husband.
Oh,
Um, my oldest is he'll be 19 on Friday.
okay,
Then I have a 12-year-old daughter, and then I
okay,
have a 7-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. So a
okay,
family, it's we 6 of us. We still enjoy doing family outings. We travel during the summer,
okay.
um, but it's fun. It's
I'm
never
sure,
dull.
and busy. Where'd you guys go last summer for family vacation?
We actually went to Orlando,
Okay,
Disney World to be exact. Yeah, had
okay,
fun.
cool. What do you personally enjoy as what are some of your hobbies?
Besides, of course, riding my motorcycle,
Of
I would
course.
say, yeah, yeah. I spend a lot of time on the soccer field with my older 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
My son has a soccer scholarship.
Oh,
At the
fantastic.
university. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think I got a
I
call.
think
And
we had some technical difficulties.
see here if I can. Okay, we're back here.
We're back.
Anyways,
See,
can you
it just
hear me?
shows that we're live, we're normal people. We even get phone calls in the middle of interviews. No big deal. You were saying your son has a soccer scholarship?
Yes, he has a soccer scholarship. Actually, the Bluetooth in my phone went out, but I'm okay. He
Okay.
has a soccer scholarship to Bethel University.
Okay.
And my daughter, she plays soccer on a select team for
Oh,
Gwinnett
wow.
Soccer Association. So I spend a lot of time on the fields.
You're a team
In
mom.
addition to that, I love, hanging out with my family. So I
Okay.
mean, we do a lot of game nights at my mom's house. You know, that probably I definitely spending time with my family is probably consumes a lot of my time outside of me doing, motorcycle events.
Okay. Have you been involved in any charitable organizations that are near and dear to your heart, whether through the
Yes,
motorcycle community or personally?
yes. Every year, our club, we get involved with the Salvation Army and we adopt a family. But even prior to being involved in a motorcycle club, I was volunteering for an organization called Cool Girls Incorporated, and it's basically a mentoring program for girls in elementary and middle school because
Okay.
those are the ages where you can probably make your most impact and influence.
Absolutely.
The program that I participated in, they have the mentee program, then they have the after school program where we would go in and sit down with the girls, talk about things that they typically wouldn't talk about at
Yeah.
home, hygiene, just how to carry yourself as a lady,
Right.
career goals, talk about what they want to do, and all of that. So it's an empowering organization because it kind of instills in the young girls that you can do whatever you want regardless of your
Yeah.
circumstances. You can strive and strive to be whoever and whatever you want.
Hmm.
So
That sounds amazing.
that's one that's near and dear to me.
That sounds amazing because I think children open up a lot more to people outside their family, the impartial
Yep.
person. So that's really amazing. Do you have any particular, what are your religious beliefs? Do you belong to any religious organization that you do on a regular basis?
Yeah, actually, I'm Kojic, Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
The church that I fellowship at is Anointed Word Church of God in Christ, and up until probably about 2 years ago, I haven't been as active in the choir, but
Okay.
that's my religious affiliation. It's Christian, but of course, I'm pretty sure everybody know about Church of God in Christ.
Right, right. Tell me how you fell in love with motorcycling.
Funny thing, I had a fear of motorcycles.
Uh-huh.
From a kid, I had this great fear because for whatever reason, it was some guy in the neighborhood wanted to antagonize us kids, and he would ride through and
Revving
honestly,
the engine.
because we would be playing on the playground, and all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden he'd come through as acting as if he's going to run us over, and we would scatter and run back to our apartment.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I would hear the revving of the engine, I was fearful of it. But I didn't get into it until probably 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
One of my girlfriends, her husband was the president of a motorcycle club, and unfortunately he had an accident. And I sang at his funeral. And after
Okay.
that, I saw the closeness in the community.
Yeah.
Thereafter, I was just drawn to it. So I didn't start riding until about 3 years after being in the motorcycle club. I decided to go ahead and, get endorsed and, get my own bike and practice. And ever since then, it's been a whirlwind. I love riding. I would never give it up for anything in the world.
I totally understand that. What was your first motorcycle?
The first one was actually a Kawasaki Ninja. What was it? I want to say it was the 600. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
600 Kawasaki Ninja.
And what do you ride now?
I ride now a Harley Softail.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually have two bikes in, but well, the two crotch rockets because I had a Honda CBR
Uh-huh.
one, and then I said, you know what, girl, getting old, these knees hurt. I travel long distance.
Right.
I have a Harley Softail.
Okay. Traveling, where have you traveled to?
I've traveled to Daytona.
Okay.
Earlier this year, 2014, our club did a ride to St. Louis. It's probably the furthest distance that I've
Okay.
traveled. But to St. Louis, we got the chance to see Sweetie Pies,
Oh,
Mobile, Alabama, several
yeah.
spots in Florida, South
Okay. Did you
Carolina.
eat at Sweetie Pies?
Oh, yes, I did, girl. It was good. It
All
was
right.
good. I must say, it was definitely good.
All right. Shout out to Sweetie Pies. Uh, what do you hear? What are some of the comments you hear from your friends, family, coworkers when you tell them you ride a motorcycle? What are some of the things that they
Shocked.
say?
They're very shocked because they would not imagine. That's not the first thing that I tell them.
Right.
Of course, when they meet me, they have, a lot of them, the first thing they say is, you go, girl, because
Uh,
a lot of them aspire to ride. They just,
right.
for whatever reason, either they have the fear or what
Right.
have you. I always tell them if you're that fearful, don't do nothing that you think you can hurt yourself. Just,
I agree.
stick to what you know.
Right.
But they're very shocked. But it's funny because when I do share with them, and I've actually shared with after working and having several interactions with our CFO at our company, I shared with him that I rode a motorcycle. And it was funny because a lot of people in corporate America, that's one of their favorite
Yes.
pastimes is riding.
Yes.
It's definitely something to talk about when you're in a meeting. You can talk about what type of bike you ride, or where you've ridden. So,
Right.
there's no type of, I guess no stigma is attached, when I talk about riding a motorcycle.
Right.
I haven't experienced that per se.
And I think, or you probably hear from your friends or what you see on TV, there is some negative stigma attached to the motorcycle community. So what's the biggest myth that drives you crazy that you hear about the motorcycle community?
I think the biggest one that drives me crazy is the fact that everyone who rides a motorcycle is in a gang.
Yeah,
And you'll commonly hear that reference,
right. Your
a
motorcycle club
motorcycle
is a
gang.
gang.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually in court on an unrelated,
Mm-hmm.
nothing related to myself, to support a good girlfriend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And literally in court, as they were doing the divorce proceedings, this gentleman, the attorney from the opposing side, said that he's in a motorcycle gang. And that really irked me because
Wow.
she was trying to paint this picture that he was a bad guy, and he wasn't,
Right. Right.
and it just really, didn't set well with me. But luckily, the judge wrote as well, so
Okay.
he made the attorney correct himself, correct,
Fantastic.
kind of scratch that out and say, he just an enthusiast. He likes to ride motorcycles, but he
Right.
rides with people. So it was refreshing to see the judge come back in and kind of, correct her, because
Mm-hmm.
again, people think that people who ride motorcycles are in gangs, and it's so
Yeah.
not true. It's totally different. There are several professionals. You have pilots, CEOs, people
Right.
who have their own businesses, who actually like riding motorcycles. So it's definitely a myth that I hate. I hate that people, for whatever reason, it's embedded in their head that we're gangs, but it's so not
Right.
true.
And I'm glad you said that because I think the whole concept of what we do here is really to show people. We've just given them a taste of who you are. You are a professional, beautiful Christian woman who's a wife and a mother who just happens to ride a motorcycle. And I think
Exactly.
people need to see that. So the goal of our show, maybe, who knows, maybe we'll have the judge on here one day or a pilot, but the goal is to get people to see and to promote motorcycle safety because the next time they see a rider, maybe they will realize, hey, that's somebody's mother or somebody's
Right.
sister or grandparent or what have you, or, hey, that's an actual real person. So what's the one thing that you would leave our audience with that you would say as far as the drivers, the cagers, we would call them, that you would say that could help promote safety for motorcyclists?
Well, for one, I would definitely say, before you make that lane change, definitely look twice, and not
Second look.
just look in your rearview mirror twice, but actually look over your shoulder twice, because
Right.
there's a blind spot.
Absolutely.
And that alone in itself, just to take just a half of a second to make that, to take that view, it really save a life. And like you said, it could be someone's mother that are looking
Right.
out for. And also exercise a little courtesy, on the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
If you see a motorcyclist coming by, and you see their blinker on, slow up a little bit to let them go ahead and merge over.
Right.
We are mothers, we are wives, husbands, sons, daughters. We care, we matter as well. So if
Right.
if if anything, just think about it being someone in your family. I'm pretty sure someone has a family member, whether it be a distant cousin, sister or brother, that rides a motorcycle.
Right.
Motorcycles, just be kind on the roads, shall
Yeah.
I say? Because that's typically what happens with most motorcycle accidents. Is someone just
Right.
didn't do that second evaluation before they pulled out or changed that lane.
Right. Well, Lisa, I want to thank you for taking a few minutes just to get our audience to see who you are. We thank you, Miss Lisa Bell. This is Behind Two Wheels, signing off for now.